And then obviously, I mean, we can come to the Shark Tank journey, right? Like you guys are, like very viral right now, and because of your amazing, all shark deal, at Shark Tank. So, so tell us a little bit about Shark Tank कैसे हुआ? Because तुम लोग का round तो race हो चुका था, right? So why did you guys decide to, apply to Shark Tank? क्या process था? कैसे अप्लाई किया, फिर क्या हुआ? Like just take us through the entire experience.
Actually, Karan, we were not even planning to go to Shark Tank.
Yeah.
जैसे
हम लोग फंडिंग मतलब इतनी बड़ा राउंड नहीं रेस कर रहे थे, इतना बड़ा राउंड हो गया वैसे ही.
It all, all of it came as a signal, right, that this was meant to happen. Because I remember we got a call on 15th or 16th of October, right, that we have our Shark Tank audition round on 20th of October.
तुमने कोई अप्लाई कर दिया था मतलब वैसे तब भी?
Yeah, we had applied, and I remember we had applied just 1 or 2 days before the deadline.
कब होता है generally?
I think it starts by April, May. I do not recall the exact timelines, but it usually happens during that time. And even we were not aware of that the forms had started.
और तब तक तुम्हारा राउंड चल ही रहा था, क्लोज भी नहीं हुआ था.
And I think there were a lot of things happening with us, right? So we were not sure that what if we are in the middle of the round, it's not closed. What if we are not prepared, because that was also the time when we were looking to scale, right? So we were worried that what if the scale stagnates, right? So more than that, what happened? Our audition round was during the end of October, right?
This is audition in Delhi.
Or this is the final audition in Mumbai in front of the Sharks.
Oh, wow.
Right, and what actually happened, that Diwali was on 11th of November. So our audition round was technically somewhat 2 weeks before Diwali. And Diwali, just like
this category would have seen a crazy growth.
Absolutely, right, it's massive for us. That is the time when we literally call in so many people in, like additional people to help us in operations, in warehouse, right? And this audition round requires 2 or 3 days, right? You have to travel to Mumbai, you have to prepare, you have to present there, and technically you don't get to use your phones, etc., right? So we were not worried whether we were ready or not.
Business कैसे चलेगा?
Our worry was कि यार धंधा कैसे चलेगा, दिवाली मिस हो जाएगी, right?
Correct.
But how we decided to go was the fact that let's see, maybe we'll get a chance to celebrate another Diwali during February or March when the episode comes out.
Correct. So your thing was कि अगर अभी थोड़ा miss out भी हो रहा है, so like when actually the episode, we'll cover
the episode. Yes. So that is what made us, go for it, and I'm so glad that we eventually decided to go for that experience. Right.
कैसा था like walking into the tank? Like did you guys feel butterflies in your stomach? Like did you feel like DDLJ, SRK, like कैसा feel था like वो?
I mean, had it been the first season, right? I don't think it would have given us so many.
क्योंकि तब पता नहीं था कि क्या है.
Right. So since the fact that we had seen these people, we had seen the entire drama, the song. Right. The moment we entered, I still remember it gives you a lot of goosebumps, right? You see those 5 sharks sitting in front of you, and it actually gives you that feeling.
Correct.
Right, that they are sharks. And that moment is you have the Shark Tank music playing in the background. You enter and you have so many cameras, flashing at you. And as startup founders, thankfully we get to see 1 camera or 2 cameras whenever we shoot. Right, but having so many cameras in such a setup, and given the fact that it's always 1 take, right? You don't get chances of a retake.
तुम लोगों के साथ हो गया था ना, like तुम्हारे साथ बहुत interesting story हुई थी, like you walked in and something happened.
So when the moment we went in, and जो वो segment है जहाँ पे वो ठक ठक की आवाज start होती है, plays for the initial seconds, when that played, so जो विनीता का glass है, coffee का cup था, that actually fell down, and it broke, and it got like it gave a lot of vapors, क्योंकि बहुत गर्म coffee थी उसमें. So it like everything was
पीतल का ग्लास होता है नहीं टूटता.
So that was the time I told this. तो मैंने वहाँ पे देखते ही पता नहीं instant दिमाग में आया, मैंने बोल दिया पीतल का ग्लास होता है नहीं टूटता. But everyone was rushing that time. They had to clean the stuff, and then we again started. So and this time we asked them to shut down the thak music. So that interesting thing happened, but I think that also made us comfortable. Because for us, when we were walking again, that made us comfortable that this we have already lived it once. Now we know that we have to just go out there, we have to present our story, and Karan, we do not look at it as a platform that, we have to raise funds. Like you said, we had already raised funds.
Yeah.
For us, it was more about, we are getting those
story of the brand.
Correct. That we are getting those moments to tell about our
on
story,
national
right?
TV about
and that is actually something that we know the best, right?
Yeah, correct.
They are not going to ask me GK questions that who is the prime minister.
They're asking you about your brand. Yeah.
Correct. They're asking me about our brand, which is something that we live on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
So that for us became just
exciting.
like a platform that we are getting a chance to share the story, and what better to do this, because even on Instagram we are storytellers, right? We love to tell stories. So this was a much bigger platform for us. So we looked at it that way, and I think that made it very easy for us.
So kitna raise kar rahe the, like and
so we went with an ask of 50 lakhs for 1%, but eventually, since all the sharks wanted to come in, we ended up raising 1 crores for 3.2%. So I think technically the money didn't matter, right? Because like you said, we had just raised
had
funds.
an offer from Vinita which was at a higher valuation, right? So you could have taken that offer.
Right. I mean, a lot of people have asked us this question, right? But what really mattered to us was the fact that we were, again, the money was not the factor, or valuation was not the factor. We actually wanted to look at the value of these sharks, right? Because that's how we had made we had done our fundraising before as well, right? Like, I think even when we did our seed round with all the amazing angels that we have, our idea always was not to look at the money or the valuation.
It was about the people.
Correct. It was more about the people, right?
And 1% ऊपर नीचे valuation चलेगा as long as you have right people who are partners to build a large business.
Yeah, and that's why some of the people that have come forward to invest in us, it's literally their second or third investment, right? And we give them that flexibility that it's fine. We are not keeping any minimum cap, right? Even if you want to invest 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees, it's fine. But we want you guys to be a part of our journey, and that is what matters a lot to us. So it was always about the people, right? And we have realized that more than the money, it's actually the people that make a difference, right? Because I have so far realized a lot of these people who are there with us in our journey, each single one of them has helped us to a great extent, right? We have come across certain decisions in the business where just a small connect or a 5 minutes chat with them has helped us massively. So for us, that moment, when that moment came, right, we were very clear that we actually wanted all 5 sharks.
All 5
Yeah. So when we went inside as well, to do our calculations, etc. It was not much of a calculation, right? We just decided that we actually want all the sharks, right? At any cost.
So you're not differentiating between any of the
sharks.
Right,
because Karan, if you look at it, let's say Vinita's deal was coming to us at a 37, 38 crores valuation, whereas an all shark was coming to us at a 31, 32 crores. The difference is just of 6 crores, right? And let's say if we were raising 1 CR and if we would have gone at around 38 or 37 crores, we would have still diluted 2.7, 2.8%. Whereas we ended up diluting 3.2%. But we got 5 sharks, 4 sharks, right?
Correct.
So at the end of the day, we could see that those 0.3, 0.4% doesn't matter, those 5-6 crore valuation doesn't matter, but the value that these 5 sharks are getting would be much larger. In fact, I don't remember a lot of 1 shark or 2 shark deals from last season, or let's say.
But all shark deals सब याद रखते हैं.
Correct, क्योंकि all shark deals ही कितनी rare होती है, right? So I don't remember कोई भी 1 shark, 2 shark deal जिसकी valuation कितनी थी, right? No one remembers valuation, right? You won't remember the deals that got viral last season or deals that happened this season. No one would remember the valuation, but people would remember, इस shark ने invest किया, or this was the story, right? Correct. So technically, after Shark Tank, valuation is not something that makes an impact. It's actually the value that the sharks bring.
So and what do you think really worked, in your favor? Like, obviously, the product is amazing, content is amazing, community is amazing, but you guys are also super smart, right? Like, you were telling me about some of the things that you did to kind of have visibility for the brand, before Shark Tank. So
interestingly, when we got to know about our shooting date, right, on 15th or 16th of October, so we had raised funds, we had closed the funding around 1 or 2 months back, right? Correct. And we were not planning to do any PR. We were waiting for an opportunity, or let's say, we were waiting for the Diwali season, etc. to come in. So when we got to know that we have our audition, right, that is when we thought that let's do a PR around it, press release. We had still not made it public that P-TAL has raised funds, right? Only the community knew, the community of startups. So that is the time we thought, let's do a good PR. We talked to our investors, right? We did we discussed this on Saturday, and the PR was out on Monday, right? So we did a PR, and the first thing that Aman told us right when we entered the tank was the fact that तुम लोगों ने एक हफ्ते पहले पैसे उठाए ना, मैंने तुम्हें न्यूज़ में देखा है. So that was the point we were like कि thankfully this strategy worked, right? I think this happens with a lot of founders when you get to know that, when you get that happiness that you decided a strategy and it worked, because out of hundreds of strategies usually 5 work.
I think it's a great hack, for a lot of founders ki, you can actually put a lot of PR around the Sharks offices, so that there's recall for your brand.
So we actually wanted that, somehow at least the Sharks get to know about P-TAL even before P-TAL is there, right? Yeah. So that helped, but coming on other serious terms as well after that, I think apart from the product, the story, one learning that we have from Shark Tank is the fact that you need to be authentic, At the end of the day, they are not looking for the fact that it's always a great business or the numbers are skyrocketing or solid.
Correct.
A lot of deals that you'll see, where the Sharks have appreciated have mainly been on 2 parts. One is how clear the founders are, how well they know the business, right? You can't go there and you act like that you don't know the market size or the competitors or your unit economics. They love the fact that you're very clear or you know what your business is. It may be right, it may be wrong, but you at least know what you're building. And second thing is how authentic you are, right? How truthful you are in what you're saying, what you're portraying, right? It can't happen that you're telling them that you save plastic, etc. But on the hindsight, you are actually making a lot of damage to the environment or doing with practices which are harmful for the environment, right? So what matters really is that, and they're able to see through, right? I think there are people who have massive experience and most importantly, people experience, right? That they can look through you. So I think that plays a massive part, and that is one learning that we have, and especially, the show is in its 3rd season, right? It's not that you don't have learning, so you can't see, you can't do your research. You're going on national TV, you have 2 seasons already done, right? So you can learn a lot of things from those pitches, what has worked for people, what really matters, and I think that's all.
Being authentic, I think that was, and knowing your business inside out.
Authenticity and awareness, again, that comes into picture.
What did Anupam write on the back of your check?
So very interestingly, when we went back and saw the checks, right, we noticed that Anupam had written for Indian culture and heritage.
Wow.
And that was so heartwarming for us to read, right? That that actually shows, right, that what the investor is banking upon, what it actually means for him as well, right? And when that alignment comes in, right, when you are able to see that, like for me as well, my victory was not when a lot of my investors agreed to give us money. It was when the investors were ready to buy us into that vision, right? They also believed that this can actually become big, or they could see the future, or they could see the impact, and they wanted to be a part of that impact. So I think that was really heartwarming for us to see, and very kind of him to do that.
And how has been the experience post Shark Tank, right? Like a lot of people would say it's difficult to kind of be in touch with the Sharks, and what's been your experience? Have you been in touch with the Sharks? Have they been helping?
Right. So right after Shark Tank, in fact, the day we had our pitch, the next day itself, we got messages from Vinita and Amit, and that was also their shoot date. So we got messages from them. That super excited to be a part of this. Great pitch, looking forward to it, right? And post that as well, right? They approached. Right, I remember I had a conversation with Amit Jain. This was even before the investment papers are signed, right? This is just after the commitment. He set up a 30 minutes call. He actually did a research on our sector, right? He came with that research. He had a lot of pointers. He connected on a 30 minutes call, and his agenda was not me asking me about how's your business or judging me on metrics, but his only first question was that, let me know how can I help you, right?
My God.
And he had few pointers that I think these are the parts where you can work on. These are the things that will help you. This is what I feel about your sector. These are the connects I can make. And throughout the conversation, he was repeatedly asking, please tell me how can I help you, right? And he had someone on the call as well from his team who was just noting down the minutes, who was making sure that he is able to connect me with the people that Amit is saying, right? So that was very heartwarming for us. After that, Aman also came to our P-TAL store in GK one day.
Oh, nice.
He didn't even tell us. I think he was also randomly strolling, and he came to the store.
He saw the store and he came.
Yeah, he did a round. He came to the store, and I was also not there at that time, right? I was in the office, so I got to know from one of my team members who handles the store So he made a round of the store. Then he came, saw the store in front of it, and he was like, बहुत बढ़िया लगा है, very nice. And he clicked the picture. He sent me. He was like, visited your store, loved it.
Yeah.
I was just randomly strolling, so I thought I'll go upstairs and have a look. But great product, great experience at the store. So that was also very heartwarming, right?
Yeah.
That how many investors actually come to see your sites or your stores, right?
Correct.
So that was nice of him.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of these investors, they have been in touch with their teams.
Yeah.
They actually give their time, and at the end of the day, Karan, that's what matters. I think even in, they have a lot of businesses, they have a lot of investments that they have done.
Yeah.
But if they are even able to shell out 30 minutes in a quarter, they can give you learnings that you might take 30 days to learn yourself, right? So that is all what makes a difference, other than just the money that they put in.
Yeah. No, yaar, I think it's really amazing, and like a lot of great learnings for a lot of early stage